Hello and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog, Discord server, media group, Facebook group, Twittering, and the Instagram site. But actually, I should mention something else. Drive-Through RPG. At Drive-Through, we have the premiere issue of Torchlight up. We have Pocket Creatures Volumes 1 and 2. The last two are Pay What You Want. And Swords and Wizardry Continual Light. Continual Light is today's deal of the day. When I say today, I'm talking about September 9th, 2020. It'll be the deal of the day until 10:59 tomorrow morning. You have time. Normally it's $3. It's on sale for $1.20. So, let me talk about Swords and Wizardry Light and Swords and Wizardry Continual Light. When I retired from the NYPD, when I said I'm going to give back my shield and become a Mr. Citizen Joe Smith type of deal, I wanted something. I didn't know what it quite was initially. And then I realized I wanted to be able to put something out like a viral OSR game. One that you could, in my mind, print on a single sheet of paper. You could use like the D6 dice that you had already around the house, and you could play something that resembled and you could feel as D&D and bring in new players and bring back old players. And I really started toying with it, and I realized it's a good idea. I don't think it's going to fit on a single sheet of paper, and I probably still need a D20. And I bounced it off Zach Laser. Zach is a partner over at Frog Eye Games. And Zach was like, if you build this off of Swords and Wizardry, then you already have the system, you just have to prune it. And I was like, well, even if I go to Swords and Wizardry white box, you're still talking over 100 pages. They go, we want to have this something that can be printed on one sheet. No staples, no nothing. And he's like, yeah, that's right. So, have at it. And have at it I did. And basically, I ordered a copy of Swords and Wizardry white box that I could just cross out whole sections, rewrite other sections, and really trim. It was a lot of trimming, and not because there was extra stuff, but I had to find out what was the core of the game. What is the body, the skeleton that everything else builds upon? What can I remove and yet still have something that's recognizable? And I realized you have the 4 classes. Because you need, yes, Thief was one of those classes. 4 races. And I was like, we don't want just a single level, quick start. It's been done already. Part of role-playing, or the joy of RPGs, is character advancement. You want to experience that. So, I was like, we gotta go to 3rd level, kind of like a basic set, right? The old basic set for D&D. But instead of being a box, it's gonna be basically 4 pages, one large sheet of paper folded, cardboard or whatever, and D6 and a D20, because, and I think I mentioned this before, my experience introducing my wife Rach to RPGs was that, you know what, D8s and D10s look similar, D12s and D20s look similar to the uninformed gamer. Also, they don't want a lot of pages to read. They want something they can be given and just run with. I don't want... What are you laughing?
Yeah. They don't want... They just want to be told what to do. We just...
Right, so...
We just want to get it started fast.
Right, but with the Swords and Wizardry Light rules, you could actually look at it.
And the dice, I couldn't tell... I have to really...
Right, as we mentioned before, Rach is legally blind, so which also I'm trying to make a game that was more accessible. Now, if you've seen the Swords and Wizardry Light rules, you'll also know that, god damn it, that type font is really, really fucking small.
That's why I still make you tell me what to do.
True.
Or ask me what I'm entitled to in the game. You're like,
but it's a set of rules that you can memorize. 4 pages, you can memorize. Or as my niece told me, when she was about 5, maybe 6 at the time, Uncle, you wrote D&D in 4 pages? You can teach me to read 4 pages. And thus became Swords and Wizardry Light. So after Light, I remember talking with Bill Webb, because I had been talking with James Spahn, and we were talking about expanding upon the Light rules, because a lot of people were asking for it. And I was like, all right, well, maybe 6th level would be the sweet spot. And Bill was like, 7th level. I was like, what? You want access to 4th level spells as a magic user? He goes, 7th level. So I was like, well, Swords and Wizardry Continual Light was going to be our own project, and my own project with the help of people like James and Zach. So since Frog Eye Games was going to be nice enough and kind enough to allow us to use Swords and Wizardry in the title, I deferred to Bill. And you know what? Bill's idea was perfect. He's right. It is a sweet spot. And I really do think it works out well. Swords and Wizardry Continual Light is Swords and Wizardry Light taken to 7th level. What does that mean? Still no experience point table. Still leveling based upon sessions played or adventures completed, depending on how your DM wants to pace it. Some optional classes like Paladin, Ranger, but Druid. Optional classes, but they're just basically a shtick. The whole idea is to keep it simple, so those that want to make it more complicated can house rule it. And that's really, I think, the sweet spot for Swords and Wizardry Continual Light. Like I said, $1.20 until 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, or 10:59. And if you haven't grabbed the copy, I suggest you do. Folks, as I've said before, I'm going to say it again. We are not medical professionals. My advice to you is use your common sense to keep yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends, your community safe during this pandemic. Be safe. God bless. Roll those dice. Be healthy. And God willing, we shall talk with you again tomorrow. Laters.